Hey, Pour It Up, how are you? I hope you're doing good and being safe. Um, I was just watching TV before live and, an old classic, Jurassic Park. I was just watching that, the first one, which was the best. I hope you've been doing good. What have you been up to lately? Um, Hope to see you in one of your lives soon. Yeah, I had a good time the last live that you had, so hoping to see you do that again. I've heard from Sasha. He was in my live a few lives ago. You're good, great, working. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a hard to have an outside, a job, even a job in your home, if you're working at home until everything gets, back to, I won't say back to normal, but um, closer to what we're used to. But it's hard to have that responsibility of a job and then YouTube channels and then trying to support people. Yeah. I dropped a video and it did good the other day. Oh, I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have to check it out. I've been trying to keep my content going, cooking for the other channel and just kind of researching because I love doing podcasts, but I have to be real selective of my content because when my monetization was taken away, um, is something to do with my podcast. And I've mentioned this a few times before. And if you don't know exactly what it is and they don't tell you exactly what it is, then you have to try to figure it out for yourself, so I'm trying to just be just do podcasts that about something that I don't have to refer that much to an article, and if I do, it will be 90% of me and little of the article. Oh, yeah, got to keep everything in check. uh, oh, thank you. Wisdom, I feel like it's that from you. Just wanted you to know that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I um I try to draw from my experience. I've been on this earth for a little while, you know, and I don't want to sound preachy at times, but then again, I want to just tell of some things that I've experienced. And you know what? I like to listen to different channels, and you keep me up to date on what the younger generation is doing. So I feel like I need to also tune in to you to make sure I see uh, uh, like I said, the younger generation perspective. Um, that way, we all have something to offer. And so if I can just, give you guys info about what I've experienced and what I've gained and what I learned and have a life lesson in that, I could also go to like, you being from the younger generation, I can go to you and get okay, what's happening and what's your perspective on it. I appreciate that. Pour it up. I speak it. I speak to a lot of younger people and I can learn. We all can learn from each other. So I'm not that type of person. No, she can't teach me nothing or he can't teach. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I learned from you guys. And although I'm not into rap, and there are some rappers that I like, don't get me wrong, but I'm not like what you would say into rap or into uh like the younger generation in the entertainment and in the rap world and the hip hop world. And I know it looks something something only because I've tuned into your channel. And then when it comes to um the what's happening today, um, and you have that fresh outlook, of you're talking about politics, if you're talking about like Black Lives Matter, or whatever the topic is, I can get it from another perspective. Maybe I'll agree to, oh, okay, I can see that. And then maybe I'll still stand my ground of how I feel, but at least I've opened up to how other people feel, and I can relate, and you know and learn something. And that way, when I'm expressing myself, I won't be so dogmatic in a lot of things and just close minded and feel like, okay, this is how I feel, and that's that. I don't have to listen to nobody. That's my take on it. I can learn something from everybody. Well, you are a blessing. Just letting you know that it's a pleasure, and I might not be able to catch you up all the time, but I look forward to see you. You are the bomb.com. Oh, thank you. I like that term, the bomb.com. Well, that's a lot to live up to, boy. That I think a cool thing you can do is commentary on music you do know about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm old school. I love to know about it, and cooking a good source too. I love that video you did. I love to cook. Oh yes, and I love old school. I love old movies that when you, I mean, they really, old school. But I love uh I refer to back in the day. And those were the times that um, I think I might have been a little bit calmer about things, only because social media is not what it is right now. But you know what? The good thing about social media, information can be spread faster. Now, back in the day, going on that was not reported on the news. And social media is like, no, no social media, no Facebook, no YouTube. You know what I'm saying? No Twitter. So people might try to reminisce and say, back in the day, we didn't have to do that. Oh, it was happening. It was happening. And there's nothing new under the sun. It was happening. It just wasn't, we didn't have access to getting around to people like we have access now. You should do old school and old movies too. You know what? I would love to do that. I would love to do clips of old movies. Um, but we have to be real careful of copyright. So if I can, and I see that on YouTube, but I'm saying, okay, um, I was in the process, and I've been so busy, but I was in the process of looking back to certain people and trying to get information from them on how, maybe if not the old movies, but maybe clips of them, not the entire movie, but clips. And so I finally got some information, and I hope I put it in my phone, on how to contact this person, that is a writer, director, and everything, and see how, if I can take some of his movies, which is not, but he has little gems of wisdom. Now, for the most part, a lot of people think he's silly, and I'm talking about Tyler Perry. A lot of people think he's silly and this and that, and people can feel, some of the things I feel like, okay, I think, okay, that's enough, Tyler Perry, that's enough. But he always comes through on, you know, helping people. He's paid for funerals. He's given people jobs. You know, he's told people how to and he's helped people. And there's so many things I don't agree with him on, but let's get a man credit for things that he's done. I mean, a lot of things I just, okay, okay, Tyler Perry, okay. But but he helps a lot more than a lot of people think. You wouldn't do the full song or video, just like seconds of it to tell your experience with it and of that and a cookout cooking show. Yeah, and you know what? I thought about that cookout, you know, that I have a little yard and I can bring my equipment outside and do a live outside cooking. Yeah, I thought about that. And in fact, I was gonna get me. I don't want the gas grill because you have to fill those up with propane. I'm thinking just a smoker or charcoal or something like that. But I'm gonna go looking because I did think about that. Now I have a gas grill and I have a charcoal grill, and they're old, so I want to kind of upgrade it a little bit, you know. And I didn't know, like I would have to do the video on that. And I'm learning a new program. And so that's gonna, I can take the only way I know to get the clips is I have it on my TV and then I videotape it, with my camera. I don't know how other people do it with their program. I don't know which program is good for that. So I'm still learning in different ways to do stuff. And that's why I kind of stuck with some of the things I stuck with because, I could do it the way I know. But I sure would like to do a movie clip and just make it so clear because when I video off the TV something I've recorded and just do a clip on it, because I've done that and that seems to be okay. A copyright. YouTube didn't get me for that. Um, so I don't know. I got a new program, DaVinci Resolve, so I'm not sure. I'm just learning it, so I'm not sure if that would be a good editing program to start with. Stop thinking about it, Mama, and do it. And wait and I'm waiting for school movies and cooking. Yeah, I am. But if you could recommend an editing program, I don't even mind having two. Something that would be easier for me to have clips because there's a certain quality in doing it that way. I've done the little clips and whatever. Like I told you, YT has not, dinged me for copyright. So I said, oh, it must be cool if I do it that way. But the actual quality of what I'm video is not good. And I see some of them, it's like, like you watching the actual movie, really clear. Hey, SP, thank you. Thank you, SP. Thank you for coming in, liking and sharing as always. Oh, good evening to you, SP. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Um, just looking more and more, for more and more to your content as well. With your poems, I pray for your success in that. Thank you, Pour It Up. I'm gonna try more. I'm gonna try more. And like I say, I'll just do a little bit of it, like you say, because my channel, uh, YT is watching my channel. In fact, on my last podcast that I did, they deleted one of my comments. And I hear from other people that they're deleting their comments, deleting their videos, and you know, so um, I just been kind of leery with certain things. Port Up says me and Sasha will tell you which ones to use. Okay, great. I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that because, like I said, I'm learning DaVinci Resolve. My son-in-law told me about that one. But it does take up a lot of space on my computer. So if I could find another one that I could um, designate to do good quality looking uh, editing and give me a lot of options, I would be happy to get that. I'm not trying to say you're not doing good. I just want more of you. Okay. Okay. And you know what? I thought I've had different ideas for it up. I've had different ideas. Um, I go and I'm researching things and I just don't want to put anything up there. So it's like I've been really selective on what I do with my podcast um, until I can get things together on how I want it to look. Um, I just been kind of sticking to, the cooking and to the lives. But, to be honest with you, Porter, up, I've been wanting to more and more what my channel, what I could be capable of doing. Um, I one thing is just trying to move something off of my plate. Just the things that I must do, and just kind of finish up with some things, and so I can put something else on my plate. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you understand me because I'm being serious. Your voice is soothing. People will listen. Oh, thank you. I've been told that, a lot of times we can't see certain things, but other people will see that in you. Yeah, I understand, but I appreciate it and that's positive feedback. You're not coming over on here trying to, get that switch and whip me. Uh, you're coming up with good, positive feedback. You're doing more than good. Thank you. I appreciate that. But you're right. I don't want to do more, and I want the quality to, like I said, I can sit and tape stuff, but the quality, the pictures is not what I want, and I don't want to do something like halfway. You know what I mean? Quality is in you. I appreciate that. No more excuses. Just do it. Yeah, and I just I've watched some of the things that you put up, and so I do want to expand, but I just like I said, I don't want it to look tacky. I don't want it to look tacky because I put little clips like on the inside of videos, and I left it up there. I did, but I just I wasn't completely satisfied with it, and I didn't feel 100% about it. So I'm thinking, well, let me get a better program, editing programs that I can learn how to retrieve those clips and let it keep the quality of the clip. What messed you up? The quality? How did that mess you up? I promise I would have been further, but I was stuck on how it looked. I know that I've been kind of researching some things, And the sound, like I have a good Rode microphone that attached to my camera, and this new computer, the sound, I'm satisfied with that. So that I'm good with. I'm good with the sound. Even when I do the clip off the TV, I'm good with the sound. I just want the picture to have more clarity. You know what I mean? Now, if I'm just bringing out something from Instagram, a little clip, or if you know how people going around with their phones and they putting up things, and if people are grabbing that for good content, that would be fine. But if I'm doing, I do want to do the movie clips and then give my spin. So I'm gonna really kind of get myself together so I can do that. And because a copyright claim, as far as I'm concerned, I'm cool with that. I don't want to. That's the thing I'm avoiding, because that mess can close your channel down. So I can't skip over that. I can't just you know not get all the information about that and make sure that my I don't violate any copyrights. But a copyright claim, as far as putting music up and everything, and putting um, certain things, I don't mind. I don't mind a claim if you know that'll bring you close. That will bring me closer to what I'm trying to achieve, closer to getting my monetization back, share, proceeds from one particular uh, video or whatever. Oh, I don't mind doing that, because I know some people just have music all up and through there, nice to listen to, good quality and everything. Um, but it's just the sound is good. Movie clips is I want to do those. I want to do both, but I want to do those movie clips. And people just want our energy, and I never seen that I'm in here when I can dedicate it, so that pictures is needed. A lot of times it's not, but I just for the way I am for it up, I just want to be able to master all of it, even though I might gear towards one particular thing. I still want to be able to, if something come up, and if it's visual, I want that visual to be on point. You know what I'm saying? I don't never want to, excuse my language, I don't want to half-ass anything. And maybe I am being too hard on myself, but I don't want to halfway do any. It's just not me, but that's the first word that popped in my mind, but it shouldn't have. I am proud of you, sis, because you have a long way. I know for sure that you are near a milestone in your life. Oh, prophesy to me, SP. Prophesy to me. Something you have been trying to get done. Now it's time. This is your season. Thank you, SP. I received that. I received that. Listen, because you came a long way. Yeah, I understood what you meant. Thank you, SP. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that also. I'm feeling, poured up. You are inspiring me, but you know what? I'm feeling it also. Even though I'm not doing, if I'm not on a live, and if I don't have uh the latest video up, maybe it's been a day or so that I've done a video or podcast. I'm still thinking, trying to master, at least the process of getting something, I'm still researching, still going and digging deep, even, books, a good conversation. And, I'm always, and guys, I always have a pen and piece of paper in my bed and always. So even when I have those times that I'm looking at TV, um, if something come to me, I can jot it down really quick. Porter says you won't show us a face, so you already have a base with no lives. Yeah, I have plenty of videos and lives with my face. Um, I don't show it as often because after I do the live, I have things that I do, and I'm the type of person that even if I go to the store, I may not put foundation on, but I might put a little blush and a little mascara and eyebrow, fix my eyebrows. I I might have just washed my hair and put a conditioner on it on a mask. So it'll be seldom that you see me because I wear um, morning cream, I wear night cream. Um, I have certain beauty procedures that I'm doing. And so I don't want to come on live with the white cream all over my face. People might mistake it as I'm doing a white face. I'm just kidding. So it might be rarely, but I've done plenty of lives. So yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, and that's why we're missing out. But regardless, you're a blessing, and I hope you open up and let go of the things we think are appealing when they just want us, the real us. But you know what? Hold up, I hear what you're saying. But if I have to be a certain way for people to receive me as being real, I'm telling you, every day, every time I make a live, a video, a podcast, I'm being real. I don't know no other way to be but real. So what people may perceive of me, if she does this, if she does that, then we're seeing the real her. I show people the real every time. Sometimes I've been a little bit too transparent. You know what I mean? But then I look back and I say, but no, that's good because somebody might be on and might be listening to me that I touched, just like I was on somebody else's channel. But you say, SP, you queens are amazing. Your content speaks volume to my soul. I get uplifted when I see your videos. I know that you both make content to encourage women, but I feel revived whenever I receive God. Oh, thank you, SP, because like I was saying, pouring up. It's like, I don't know if you was in the live. I speak up on it on my channel, but somebody else had a channel. And I know that people who are celibate, sometimes people shame them for being celibate. And there's no shame in it. And I didn't feel like I was shamed, but when I was just sharing something I was on somebody else's channel and I would just share reasons and why it works for me. It's like I have to say this. And then when I said it, other women came up because I was telling the viewers, the panel, and the chat, that a lot of times sex complicates things. It complicates the relationship. It does. And I went on and on, how it complicates for me and whatever. And then certain people came up and said, you know what? It does complicate. This is what happened to me. And then back to back, this happened to me again. And, I felt by me being so transparent in that conversation, it made the other ladies that were celibate not to be ashamed of being celibate. Nothing to be shameful. Okay, people don't want to be, and this is what they say. I'm not calling anybody this name, but they refer to it as slut shame. And they have this partner and then have that part. They don't want to be slut shamed. But so why should I be celibate shamed? It's a gift. And that's what I told them. Being single for me and being celibate is a gift. So you don't, unless you're going to that certain person, the people are going to graft to you who enjoy what you bring, baby. Yeah, I agree with that, poured up. Yeah, I know. Sometimes things, you can say things or just like what I'm saying a lot of times. And I think that's why they wanted me to come up on the panel because I let them know I'm celibate and I have a different spin on sex than what other people have a sex. I'm not saying sex is not enjoyable. I'm not saying none of that. Sex is a gift. In key words, in your marriage is a gift. So I had to, I came up there and I think I opened up some some people thoughts behind it. It is not shameful to be celibate. It is not. It's a beautiful thing. Just like I told them, when you're married, you have a good partner, and overall, your marriage, we'll have ups and downs, but overall, it's a successful marriage. I said that's a beautiful thing. Knocking marriage. I'm not knocking sex, but for me, being celibate, it works for me. So when I each time I go on, I'm my authentic self. I don't know how to be nothing else. Can I expand that, so more people could see it in different subjects and in different ways to present? Yeah, but each time I just have to be me. What you say, Ed? Don't you get me preaching up your SB. SB say, amen. But you know what? It's like I when I whenever I do a video, I want some people after they finish so they can think about what I'm trying to say. So to be something that they may want to incorporate. I want to, I want them to walk away and see at least most of the point I'm trying to make. Um, I want them to, when they get that recommendation that I put, or that uh, what do you call it, the notification, when they get the notification that I put out a video, I want them to be excited about seeing what I have to say. So yeah, I want to expand. Of course, I want to broaden my horizons. But and at the same point, like I said, I want to be transparent. Um, but I'm also watchful because some people, they want to take that transparency and try to use it as a weapon. People that I will block from my channel. I don't. Um, I was on a blocking spree, and then I kind of backed off a little bit, and and was just deleting offensive things. But then you don't, you come back again with something offensive. That's the word I want to. I don't know what I said, but that's what I want to say. Offensive to me. I'm blocking you. I'm blocking you. Um, uh, People just don't have the right to say anything they want to me and try to use for good in expressing myself and turn it into something dirty, nasty, evil, offensive. You know what I mean? When I'm trying to bless someone and they're turning it around. So yeah, it's I want to balance, but I'm basically a transparent person. Um, and I withhold very little things, uh, especially when it comes to I withhold things when it comes to my um and people, and certain people, my friends, even my cyber friends, I hold back because some things I don't say because it's not my story to tell. I can't. I don't want to get on here and tell somebody else's story. I'll open things up to let on my lives. I always say if it's something somebody want to say, they can come up and say it. If something's on your heart, and to let people come up and tell their piece. But and there's certain things they have said, and I want from their channel or even on somebody else's channel that I would like for them to elaborate more. But still, I'm not. I don't want to get up here and tell their story. I'll give people the opportunity to get on the panel and tell their own story. I want to just uh, bring a lot of my truth out. And if I do use somebody as an example, I don't say their name. And a lot of times they are for me. So people don't even know whether I'm talking about a family member, cyber friend, you know, or anyone else. I just use it as an example and keep the name and relationships out of it, which when something devastated happened to me at 15, my first video on YouTube, I shared that with people. And maybe and some people knew exactly what I was talking about, and then others didn't have a clue, but all they knew is said to me was, "Hey, that happened to me too," or "That almost happened to me too." And you helped me in the kind of realize it's not a shameful thing. It's that's baggage that don't belong to me. It belonged to that person, and that's where I'm gonna put it back on that person. But yeah, I appreciate the feedback you guys are giving me right now, and I do know where you're coming from. It's just that I have to, even if people would like this, that, and the other, and this is, and that will be in my uh in my mind when I'm creating content. But at the same time, and me wanting to give out content that people will enjoy, I be true to myself. Where how do I feel? How do I feel? Because you guys know, no matter what you do. You're not going to please everybody. This person may want this and feel good about it, and that person may want this, that, and the other. But ultimately, I have to feel good about what I put out. Another set of people, viewers will come in and they'll want something totally opposite. So I'll be jumping all over the place trying to please everyone. And in essence, I'll be the one lacking and I won't be fulfilled in what I'm doing. And YouTube is not easy. Every time you turn around, they got something, you do or you won't do or, you know, don't do. So, you know, in the back of our mind, on my mind, it's like, okay, I have to follow certain procedure because a message that's not told, you don't have a platform to put out your message. What good is it? And some platforms I just don't want to go on. I don't go on Facebook. I really don't want to do Instagram, but I got an account which I rarely go on Twitter, only to a lot of times share a meal. I just don't want my life to be um, just all social media. It's hard enough to concentrating on now YouTube, as far as social media. But in doing that, I want to make sure that I feel good about it. And but the things that you were saying, pouring up, I think I can do that very successfully and feel good about it. Talking about the old days and old school clips of movies and my spin on it. Yeah, I think I can feel good about that. I'll start looking more and more into the clips. But get back on me, pour it up about that, about the applications I can use to make it what I want. Because the music, I can do that. I can do that on. I still have my old program, which is a movie maker, and they just continue what I had, which I really liked that. It didn't do as much as I want, but to me it was an easy editing program. But it just don't offer a lot of things, and plus it's slow, and I don't know, and it's on my old computer, uh, which is barely have enough space, so it just runs so slow. It's just disheartening, to use it because it just takes too long to edit. But you know what, guys? I wanted to kind of hit on that topic. Have you ever imagined what heaven would be like? And your perception. is like what you think. Um, if you guys don't want to talk as far as typing it, if you want to come up on the panel on the subject on what you think, Kevin, and I'm going to give the people that I know, people that come in I don't know, then I can't do that. Uh, you know, somebody come in and it could be a troll, but for people that I know, you can come up and just your imagination. Um, you can use the Bible, but then expand that a little bit on what you really think, what you imagine heaven to be like. What I think heaven would be like. Of course, I know that the streets are made of gold, and I imagine that is nothing. Although it's gold, is nothing that we've seen or can imagine. The gold would be so pure that I imagine the gates with the disciples' name on it. Of course, I don't believe Judas' name will be on there. In fact, I'm almost positive of that. The one that betrayed the Lord. I imagine that there's music that we. I believe that there's singing because the word talks about a heavenly choir. I believe the music would be, the singing would be um, just okay. Think of the the singers you know on earth, whatever music that you like. Just imagine the singers that in heaven it would be the best you've ever heard. I believe that there's flowers and trees, but the colors will be more vibrant. I've heard and I believe and I can imagine flowers and trees or any plants would be worshiping God. Believe that what the most beautiful places on earth is although they're very beautiful, I believe that it's a it's a hint of how the scenery in heaven would be. I'm imagining this. It's a pale comparison, but as pretty as it is, the things that we know of beauty, mirror image, a poor image. The greens will be greener, the blues will be bluer, whatever colors we know. And it's probably some new colors in heaven. This is what I'm imagining. I'm imagining that I'm imagining that we would have drilling places. Would it be really? I'm imagining that, yeah, I can't imagine what kind of furniture would be in the mansions. It's probably something that no designer on earth could imagine. I'm imagining that people would come and fellowship with God and praise Him. I believe at the point that all of us are in heaven will be able to look at His face without fainting because we'll be in our glorified bodies. I believe that the Father, I'm imagining that He would stand up from His throne and maybe dance with us, sing with us. Can you imagine the Father singing a love song to us? I believe that, and the Father will worship will will worship Him so much that they'll smile and dance and laugh, and will bring them joy because they'll bring us joy and peace. I'm just imagining all your loved ones that have passed will be there, and that the relationship will make you new. Instead of my mother and father, I don't believe, I'm not imagining that they will be my mother and father, although I imagine that they will know on earth they were my mother. But in heaven, I'm imagining we'll look at each other as family, but not the same type of family on earth. I can't grasp. It's even hard for me to grasp forever. It's hard for me to to grasp eternity. It's hard for me to even be with Him forever. Although I believe it, it's just hard to grasp sometimes. I believe that my little sister that didn't make 3 days, she died in the hospital. Her name was Sandra Althea. I believe I will meet her. I believe that we will know we were sisters on earth, but I don't, we'll be all family, but like I said, not like on earth. It'll be a more fulfilling relationship. There will be no family splats. I'm imagining when a baby passes on earth and goes to heaven. I'm just imagining that they maybe will grow to a certain age and stop. I'm just not seeing them staying babies, but that's just my imagination. I believe that the angels will have a role in the development of those babies. And then the animals, I don't believe that all animals, there will be no, it even states that there's going to be animals in heaven because Jesus is going to come down on white horses, remember? So they have to be animals. Animals won't be eating each other up. I know that. The lamb will be besides the lion and not have to worry about being breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I imagine that the feeling of peace will be so beautiful. We won't have time to remember this mess that's happening on earth. Because, see, that would be bad thoughts. That would be discouraging thoughts. And I don't believe for one moment there would be discouraging thoughts in heaven. We will, I believe, and I imagine that we will know the things, the relationships. I I think that we, whether it will be a choice or just the way it is, that those thoughts won't bother us. Those thoughts won't, of course, there's no depression. Oh, I imagine it wouldn't be heaven if people were depressed. It can't be, because in heaven there will be continuous peace and joy. Can you imagine continuous peace and joy forever? Forever. Can you imagine that? With all the stuff that's going around today, we got the Rona, we got the hatred, we got the racism, we got the jealousy, oh, all these different things right now. But can you imagine going to a place there's no hate, there's no racism? So if you're a racist, don't think you're gonna enter into heaven. You got it twisted. You got it wrong. And I don't even have to use my imagination for that. There will not be racist people in heaven. Won't be no flags. Not as we know down here. Now, whether there's flags, and I don't think so, but I don't know. Never been to heaven. Looking forward to it. Oh, SP God. SP say, Amen. Yes, Lord. Hallelujah. Preach. Let me. I wanted to bring this to mind because we all have visions. We all talk about heaven when somebody dies on earth, rest in peace, and rest in heaven, and you know. But have you really thought about heaven? No more dying, no more sickness. I think we'll, because we're gonna have a supper with the Lord. So eating is a real experience. Eating. Huh. I I I'm not I don't know what to think about that. How, eating is eating, but is it? Is it really? In heaven, eating is going to I just imagine it to be different. I do. I imagine it to be different than the eating here. I don't think we're gonna want steak and potatoes. I don't believe it's gonna be steak and potatoes. Ain't nobody gonna be butchering no cows and pigs and whatever else people eat down here, taking a life to eat. I imagine it's not gonna be like that. I believe that when we do eat, we'll pick it right off the tree, right off the vine. I don't know. I don't even know if I don't even know because we won't need a digestive system. We'll have glorified bodies. That's funny. Think about that. Will will we be eating food like manna that he gave to the people that was going to the promised land with Moses? Huh. That's gonna be something in itself. Dinner time. Dinner time is gonna be a trip. And just imagine, guys, everybody gonna want to eat with us on the same table with Jesus. But I don't believe there's gonna be any competition. I, isn't that something? There's not gonna be any competition. No jealousy. Oh, you ate with Jesus yesterday. You ain't eating with him again. Well, I don't think that's even gonna be a factor. That's gonna be something though. Will we just eat at the supper that Jesus talks about, or is that going to be a continuous thing to eat? Will we even have the desire to eat? Because there's going to be so many things to do. Hey, and what about all these planets out there when we get to heaven? Will we be assigned to do certain jobs? Get this planet together, Pit? I'm just imagining, guys. What's going to be some of our jobs? Because we're going to be working for the Lord. I think some people would just want to worship him, kneel down at his feet. Hey, Deborah, how you doing? Thank you. I'm going to give everybody a chance, those who want to, but I'm just talking right now about, have you ever imagined what's up there? But the joy and the peace and the worship and the praise and the music and the dancing. Oh my goodness, that's going to be just off the charts. And I've had worship sessions in my living room. Put on me some praise music, worship, and I'm telling you guys, sometimes I end up on my face because the presence of the Lord is so thick that all I can do is just lay out and praise him and thank him. And the good thing about it, I know he hears me. I know he's listening. Do you imagine though, God in heaven standing up and as we're dancing, praise dancing, he's standing up, tapping his feet or clapping his hands. Can you imagine him just in delight to see his children worship and praise him and love on him? Can you imagine? I'm good. Deborah, hope you are too. But sometimes I get all caught up, in my praise. I did a praise dance and I put it on a video. And I did it at church, and then after that, I did it for weddings or whatever. I stopped doing it because people was referring it too much as entertainment. I did not come to entertain. In fact, I didn't mean it to go like that, and I stopped doing it because it was praise and worship to me. It wasn't entertainment. And to prepare for that, I went on a fast. And as And the only thing I prayed, right, the day before I was to do that in church, because I prepared for 30 days to do that. The only thing I asked the Lord is, Lord, when I do this worship to you, please let me complete it because it was so hard to complete that and preparing for that. When I did that, I would pray, I was fasting, and I would say, please let me finish this because I would end up on the floor. The presence of the Lord was in my living room. It was so deep. I could, I know the Holy Spirit was. And when I did that, to me, it was me letting people in on my praise and worship time. It wasn't entertainment. And the Lord let me see that because while I was in front of the congregation doing that, I did, I, there was a transition. I started out and then it transitioned that all, I stopped paying attention to who was there, who was watching. I didn't even realize at that moment that it was being videotaped. All I knew that I was worshiping and my focus was on the Lord. And you could see that transition where I forgot everybody in the room and it was just me and him. And I was worshiping, praising him. And then afterwards, I looked around and there was, a dry eye in the place. So I'm glad that I let people in on that, not for show, not for entertainment. And the Lord put in my spirit that He accepted my worship. And so I'm imagining how more intense our worship and praise will be in heaven. It's going to be intense, guys. I don't think the normal person down here, the average person, in fact, I don't think most of us could even take what the heavenly praise and worship's about and what we do here. It's going to be intensified because we're going to be right there with Him. Oh my God. We're going to be right there. And see, that's why it's for me being celibate because I'm single. Because when you're married, you're not supposed to be celibate. But but because I'm single, I'm celibate. Because heaven, let's not even say that I don't believe that you should have sex outside of marriage, which I do believe you're not supposed to have sex outside of marriage. But even just put that aside for a second. It's a distraction between the relationship I have with my Lord and Savior. It's a distraction. And a man of God, in my opinion, and if you read the word, you'll know that it's just not my opinion. But let me just put it like that. Is not supposed to indulge in sex unless they're married. My channel, my belief. Anybody that don't believe that, I'll pray for you. I'm not gonna judge you. It's not, but From my life, the two don't mesh. Being single and having sex, it don't mesh. So don't judge me because I'm celibate, because I want that relationship with the Lord. I want that relationship. So I want to be obedient to the things He tell me He does not want me to do. So since I don't want to get married otherwise, and God knows my heart, and He's not going to force me to do that. Because if God's going to be forcing people to do things, He forced you to be saved so you can be with Him ultimately, don't you think? And I have so many things that I imagine how heaven's going to be like. And I don't even think I touched on the surface. It's things that my mind can't even fathom that heaven would be like. My mind thoughts, my brain can't even, it can't even think on that wavelength. Um, I remember it's some things that happened, but I remember just driving. And in California, and maybe in your states too, there's a lot of beautiful places all over the world. But I remember driving north where all the mountains, beautiful trees, the sky was beautiful. And I was just driving before I got to the freeway. And I was just looking out up the streets, and you could just see the mountains in the distance. And in my spirit, I heard that this is nothing compared to what I got in store for you. Because I remember thinking how beautiful that was, and that this is a mirror image, maybe, of how beautiful heaven, but it would pale in comparison because heaven would be colors, things, the plants, the trees, the flowers, praising God. Can you imagine a flower praise? It just gives you shivers to think that what we see on earth is a is just a glimpse. What we see on earth is a glimpse of what's in heaven and more of a glorified state. I'm imagining, but that voice told me, that small, still voice told me that I didn't have a clue what was in store for me. Not a clue. We can imagine all we want. We could see it in print in God's word. But like I said, I can't even grasp eternity in heaven than the other place, which we're not going to talk about. This is all about heaven today. Since I have briefly discussed this in my Bible studies, my experiences with fornication and my experience with celibacy, the motto, the, the motto that you only live once versus living life's abundancy. Yes, SP, and I've heard people, well, you only live once. I'm gonna do this because you only live once. Okay. The life we live, these years that we live on earth, You can't even use mathematics to compare the time span. And in fact, like I said, there's no time span in eternity. So go on, enjoy yourself, people. If you so dogmatic about, okay, you only live once, so I'm gonna drink all this liquor and I'm all that and have all the sex I want with different people or whatever. I'm gonna live my best life. Oh, really? Your best life? That's not your best life. Your best life is not gonna even start until you walk into the kingdom. Y'all don't even know nothing about no best life. Your best life will start when you with the Lord and be in his presence. That's what your best life will be. I'd rather live this life on earth and put away some things. Because God, if you put away some things, if you stop doing things and you want to live for him, live according to what his word says. If you want to live that life that he tells us to live and go accordingly, and he gives us instruction, his word is his word of instructions. If you want to do that, just imagine how better even on this earth. Oh, we're gonna have trials and tribulations, but while we going through that, the moral of the story is we win. This wrong thing that's going around, or whatever you want to call it, whether you believe it or not, or whatever, something's going around. We'll we'll think back. We'll say, I got the peace of the Lord in this matter. I got the joy of the Lord. He's the author of it. Even though we gone through all this times that we never seen before, we win, guys. We win. And I ain't come on here to preach. No, I didn't. But if God had me to say some things, and I say it, I just wanted to imagine. It gives me peace to sit back and think about what heaven's gonna be like. And even when I'm going through my house and I'm seeing all the things that's real and tangible right here, right now, I touch my table, I'm walking on my carpet, go in my kitchen, everything you can feel it. And then I imagine the reality of this right now. That's gonna be my reality in heaven. I'll be able to touch the streets to go. I'll be able to touch that throne if I can get past all them people that want to do the same. I'll be able to to smell a flower in heaven, which I can imagine. That phrase, can you imagine a heavenly flower? Out just like I'm in my home and everything surrounding me is real, walls and streets and buildings. That same way I'm doing that in my house right now, I'll be able to do that with the Lord. Everything's gonna be a tangible, touchable. I don't believe that things gonna be invisible, that you don't touch, you can't touch things, and I can't. We might be able to go horse ride, back ride for the first time in our life. Who knows what we can do? And right now, there won't be no fear. Let the Spirit lead you, sis. Okay. It won't be no fear if I want to get on that horse without a saddle, mind you. There won't be no that in itself. Imagine, guys, heaven don't have no fear. The spirit of fear is not in the Lord. How's it gonna be up in heaven? No fear. Guys, don't that make you wanna go? Instead of living this little temporary thing down here, and like you were saying, SP, people, the motto is you only live once. Okay. Say you live to 100, that's nothing compared to eternity. So to go somewhere there's no hate, no hunger, no sickness, no disease, no prejudice for eternity. And then they call us foolish, those of us who serve God. We the ones that's foolish. Now, don't, in the scheme of things, think about it. Who's foolish? If you're not in your everyday living, you're not thinking about where will I spend eternity? Where? Where will I spend it? After I get finished hooping and hollering down here, and not many people in Egypt live to 100. Those that do, that still ain't no time. And then I got a chance to be with the Lord, sup with Him, talk to Him. I don't believe there's going to be a lot of questions in heaven because I imagine that the full understanding of things are going to come to our, it's going to be apparent to us. So we're not going to say, well, because many of us say now, when I get to heaven, I'm going to ask, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. I think we're going to know. That question is going to be asked, answered. I mean, I believe that you just going to know. You just going to know things. Even things that happened in the Bible with certain people, we say, oh my gosh, why did they do that? We going to know. I just don't believe it's going to be a lot of questions. We're going to be so busy doing whatever. I don't know. Because he told me things that he had in store for me. I don't even think my mind could imagine that. So I know it's going to be some good times in heaven that we can't imagine on earth because our minds will be renewed. Our minds won't be full of this junk that we have to, in this world, guys, you got to watch your back. You got to watch who you deal with, even in these YouTube streets. And I'm more lenient in the new YouTube streets because, they're not anyone, a lot of people you just would never meet. So, you could just switch off of their channel. But in real life, they always knocking on your door sometimes. So a lot of things you just won't have to deal with. So you will be in a different state of mind. The things that are important now will have no significance in heaven. We don't have to worry about no Rona virus. We won't have to worry about people getting murdered for the color of their skin. That nonsense is not going to be in heaven. I mean, Think about it. I want people to think about it even as they replay this live. Because this is not a popular subject. People hear the subject, okay, the topic for today. Have you ever imagined what heaven is like? People don't want to click on that, but you know what? This is, and I'm gonna do. There's gonna be those times, and okay, we can talk about other things, and it's gonna be open discussion, whatever. But today, I wanted to concentrate. SP Deborah, I wanted to concentrate on what the Lord has in store for people like us. And I ain't trying to put everybody else down, but I'm going to pray for people. They may not want to come into the live, but that's okay. I'm going to pray for you anyway. Because that other place was not built for us, was not created for us, was not designed for us. Not one of any of us was supposed to go to the other place that was created for the fallen angels, that was created where the demons are going to dwell. That was not created. And I don't even want to say that word right now because it's all about heaven today. But I just wanted to throw out there it was not created for us. And the horrors that I heard about it. One day we're going to have to imagine the other place. Because if people don't want to hear about heaven, I wonder how quick they're going to want to hear about the other place. Not really funny. That whole concept of going to other places is not really funny. But if anybody want to come up, what they imagine heaven would be like, let me know. And I'll put the link. Keep it to a half an hour, guys. That should be plenty of time. It's only us. And the replay, I have people who are very faithful in playing replays. When I miss somebody's live, play their replay. So even if it's just us, I don't believe, I don't believe that this subject, this topic came. I believe it popped in my mind at the last moment to do this. So I believe that it's very important that this seed be put in people's head that, hey, I want to go. I want to go. So if you guys don't have anything to contribute, I'm going to give you a little time to ask me for the link. If you want to come in here and share on what you know according to the word of God, and then what you imagine, any or all, combination of both, because I did a combination on both, but there was a lot of imagination up there because I imagine that if God would have told us all that was in store for us in heaven, number one, it probably wouldn't have been enough books to contain it. How many Bibles are you going to have? And I believe the other part is we would be useless on earth. Wanted to go so bad to heaven, we'd be no use. If He told us everything that was in store for us, All we want to do is sit around and wait. I don't believe we want to accomplish anything on earth. I don't believe we would have it in us to do a lot of things that we're doing while we're waiting. I truly can imagine that we would just win, Lord. We just win. I'm sick of this down earth. I'm sick of all this. I'm sick of it. So I think that some things we just have to have faith. So a lot of things he did not tell us, and I believe he gives us little gems, just little gems, keep us inspired. I don't believe. I I don't believe in his wisdom, he knows what we would do if we knew it all. So I believe he does give us little hints of things, little insights, little visions of what's in store, what's heaven's like. So anybody want to speak for it? It don't have to be half an hour. You can stay on here, 5 minutes or whatever, or what you think heaven is. Sometimes you keep thinking about it, it's like your brain kind of freezes. Like I can't even think no more. It's like all them thoughts just wiped out of your process or thought process because it's just too much. And when you think, have you guys ever thought about something that was real deep and it was so deep and you think you had the answer to something really complex and then your brain just just gone. The thought is gone. And that's when I tried to get too deep on the thought of eternity. Okay, let me Deborah says I'm leaving now. This is a good topic. Thank you, Deborah. Have a good rest of your day. Absolutely have a great weekend. Thank you for joining me and let my imagination just go off. But this is just something I wanted to get out there. So thank you so much, and I'm gonna be ending soon because uh, I was just going to be on for about an hour today, but I'm going to I'm going to end this live right now, and I trust. Go back and see how many viewed it afterwards, and that's going to be a good indication. And I pray that people that the topic just didn't set right with them, that they would at least do the replay, just hear about it, and maybe it will make people want to do better, so they can be with the Lord eternal. But I will be seeing you in another live on your channel. I'll be seeing you and hearing from you in the future. So have a great weekend. And I'm going to end this live. Talk to everyone later, and God bless.